A very good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. My name is Fabio and we're going to be analyzing the major dollar pairs including euro, dollar and gold. So let's dive straight in, starting off here with EURUSD on the daily time frame. If you watched yesterday's video, we pretty much did exactly what we expected by pushing down lower. As you guys know, this is now your area of daily supply, which is in control, guys. Why is this daily area supply in control? Because it broke the overall fractal low over here. So what is fractal structure? First of all, fractal structure is the structure when we focus on individual candlesticks. So I'm just drawing out the trend over here. As you can see, this was the high and this high is represented here. This low was represented here, and then this high again is represented here. What we then saw after that inside bar, which I've been talking about for the past 2 days, is a push, a very strong push even in towards the downside, break of this low, and now obviously we're trading over here. So a pullback on your USD would not be something bad necessarily. The overall order flow is, let's say, this entire buy up for the sell, so we should also, or could also, just react to that and then sell off. So that's what I'm currently looking at on the daily time frame. So definitely looking for further downside. Obviously, if we just zoom out a bit, I've been explaining this for many weeks. We've been inside of this overall range, right? So this is just a range and we're currently inside the premium of price. So we also swiped liquidity above this overall swing high, and now we're getting a daily change of character, also coming from an area of daily supply. This is an indication for me that the market is ready to potentially push down lower, especially that bearish confirmation in the form of a daily change of character. Now, that's the daily. Let's go in towards the 4 hour. So the 4 hour at the moment has also seen a break of structure yesterday. So over here we had a BOS. Remember what we also explained, this area of demand was extremely weak because there was no liquidation in that move up. So what happens, we liquidate our own low and then eventually push down lower, pretty much just in line with the overall daily bias and analysis that we had yesterday. Now, the market pushed down very steep in towards the downside, and there was a lot of momentum in play, as we can see. So for today, what I'm going to be looking at and what I'm going to be focusing on is fractal structure. So the overall fractal structure here is that this blue line here is your fractal high. So it's just pretty much the exact same thing that I just explained. We get a push down in towards this low over here. We then get a pullback up in towards this high, and then from there we get a push back down in towards this low, and now we're just in a pullback phase in between this high and this low, which are these two blue lines to our left. So we're just ranging at the moment. What I'm doing is I'm monitoring for a potential 15-minute short. Why is that? Because I expect a reversal in towards the upside to happen. But if we look to the left, there's not yet an area of demand hit. I'm waiting for this area of demand to get hit and then potentially take a pullback trade. So not yet interested in longs until we pretty much break this high. If we break the fractal high, then I will probably be looking to target the liquidity, which lies above this overall area of demand, or excuse me, supply, because yet again, there's no liquidation in that supply move. So therefore, it would make sense to still grab the orders. And then from there, I would have a very high probability sell for myself. Or not for myself, because you guys can of course take it as well, but you understand what I mean. Now, going in towards the 15-minute time frame, which is my execution time frame, what I'm looking at here is that we have a 15-minute bearish trend. First of all, I just want to highlight the potential trade that we could have taken yesterday. Remember what I mentioned in yesterday's video, we liquidated the high, and at that point in time, I was looking for a potential double break. So we got that double break, and if you were looking to enter the trade, you could have taken it over here with your stops above the high, and then targeting a 1 to 3 risk to reward for a beautiful TP. Now, obviously, we did not touch this area of supply, but this is what I often explain, especially in my YouTube shorts, is that if the momentum is extremely high, you do not always pull back in towards an area of supply, right? We don't always get that perfect smart money concept entry. Therefore, it is smart at times to identify the double low break and then take a short with the overall momentum, especially if it's on London Open. So what I'm now looking at is that this is your swing high, this is your swing low. We can very clearly see that we've been consolidating over here for quite some time. This morning we liquidated this first initial high, which is also your Asian range high as well. So what I'll be looking for this morning is to see, can we get a change of character in towards downside, and then I'll be looking for a high probability short. Otherwise, the second option is to take out this high over here, see one more push up, and then get that change of character and then look for that sell-off. Okay, so that's option number 2. So 2 potential shorts lining up here on EURUSD. We just need some more development, But yeah, that's what I'm currently going to be waiting for on the 15-minute time frame. And then you guys also know pretty much what I'm looking for on the 4-hour time frame. However, there's no real entry over here. But if we then push up higher, for example, in towards this zone, then there would be a 4-hour entry possibility where you enter on top of that supply zone. So that's what I'm looking for this morning. One more potential EURUSD short if the 15-minute provides us with a setup. Going in towards the dollar index, we can see that we're currently breaking through supply, or yesterday we broke through supply as well, pretty much exactly as I explained in yesterday's video. Now, what I'm looking at is just this overall sell before that big buy. That is your area of demand, okay? So this is now my 4-hour zone. As we can see, we once again spiked through this area of supply, meaning pretty much that it's weak. We have still a liquidity high, which is open over here. So we could still go for that. What I'll be looking for just to see is, okay, are we going to push back down with momentum? Or if we just start breaking this high, then we could just start kicking the market up higher, because there's also some demand in this wick over here. That's why the market is currently stalling. But yeah, the highest probability demand zone is of course this one. But yeah, that is the dollar index there on the 4-hour. Going into the daily, we can also see that the daily has nearly, but not yet, guys, just keep in mind, has not yet taken out this high over here, which indicates that the daily fractal structure is still bearish. So on the daily, we are actually still in supply, which is not necessarily a good thing, because for the highest probability shorts, you would prefer the dollar index to take out that high on the daily. But yeah, overall, of course, there is still a lot of room for an overall pullback. If we just look at the overall swing structure, then you can clearly see that we have not yet hit the 0.5 fib retracement. So yeah, definitely still looking for potential further upside on the dollar, and it should push up higher as long as the overall fractal structure remains intact, meaning this low over here is respected, okay? As long as this low is respected, I am still looking for a dollar long from either here or here. So that is the dollar index. Going in towards AUDUSD. Now, AUDUSD, guys, a lot of people still trying to short my 10 cents, and you can watch back yesterday's video. We are still bullish here on fractal structure on the daily time frame. This was the fractal high, this was the fractal low. Again, I'm just reading individual candlesticks, push up, push down, push up. So as you can see, there's just no setup here until we break this overall fractal low. Just reading the individual candles. Again, just look at the EURUSD, how I analyze that. If we then break, then I'll be looking for a short, but until now, there's just no opportunity for a potential short. Also, if we look here at the 4-hour time frame, it's just consolidating, so still just staying out of it. Obviously, we are kind of like this ascending structure, but I'll definitely just be waiting for, this is your 4-hour fractal low, for this 4-hour fractal low to break, then a double break. That for me would be confirmation to sell. Until then, no setup on AUDUSD. Going in towards pound dollar. Pound dollar is a little bit different, guys. It's been lining up very beautifully. If we just quickly start here on the daily time frame, we all know that the daily is pretty overextended, right? We had a fractal structure change over here. So again, let me just highlight that for you. This was the change of character. Although no candle close, we have now seen a candle close below that fractal low, indicating there is some bearish momentum. Obviously, if we just zoom out, you can clearly see we had a daily BOS. You could also see this as a liquidity high. We've taken it out, and now after a massive overextended move in towards the upside, we have pretty much now seen a daily change of character, or we have seen a daily change of character. So now I want to go in towards the 4-hour to identify if we have confirmation for potential shorts. So on the 4-hour time frame, we actually did see a double break. So this is the first change of character low over here, which got broken. Again, very simply just drawn out. We get the push up in towards this high over here. Then we get the push back down in towards this low over here. So that's the first change of character. Then we get a pullback in towards this high over here. And then again, a push down, confirming your double break. So for me, GBPUSD is still a short in towards this area of demand. So I am looking, for shorts on pound dollar. Just waiting for the 15-minute time frame to align. So the 4-hour, that is bearish, we know. So then go into the 15-minute time frame, or you could go into towards the 1-hour. So on the 15-minute time frame, we have a clear area of supply over here. This is the highest probability short, as well with this liquidity high still open. So that's pretty much the prime setup that I'm focused on this morning, to be very honest. I mean, we could also just react to this supply zone with this kind of being your liquidity range. So this is the risky short. If we now, for example, see a double break, you could look for a potential short over here. That is, let's say, short setup number 1. short setup, higher probability would be from up here after grabbing liquidity above that high. So these are the two potential setups I'm looking at on pound dollar. We'll keep you guys updated inside Discord. Make sure to join, link in the description down below. Then NZDUSD, what are we seeing there? So NZDUSD going into the daily, again, not yet any shorts, but we have started to see a retracement after grabbing liquidity above this high, as you can see, to absolute perfection. That's why liquidity is so important to understand. Now you can see that the daily fractal structure is still bullish. Last time we had, let's say, this high break over here, you can see we wicked in towards the sell before the buy candle, which acted as demand, and it pushed us above liquidity. Now again, what is the fractal low? The fractal low is the low of this bearish candle. So this is your structural low. It's just simply like this: push up, push down, push up to this high over here. This low is this low over here. So we need a structure shift to confirm that this liquidity is strong enough to start pushing NZDUSD down. So I'm not looking for any shorts until we break that daily fractal low. If you then go in towards the 4-hour time frame, you can also see that the overall 4-hour is still bullish, in the sense that order flow is still bullish. This overall sell for a buy, then sell for a buy. You can see like demand chain is still holding. So yeah, this is also your daily fractal low, or excuse me, this is a daily fractal low. This is the 4-hour fractal low, so just structural lows. Then I'll start be looking for a short. Until then, NZDUSD could just still move up higher. Going in towards our last pair, which is gold. So gold here has been ranging, guys. Daily, of course, still bullish. If we just look at the daily, we had demand zone, right? Sell before a buy. That demand zone held. So at the moment, we're just trading bullish between this high and this low. So when we see this kind of structure and you then draw in a fib, you can very clearly see we pulled back to 618 with perfection. So we should move up higher based on the daily. So what you then want to do is you want to go in towards the lower time frame to see if the structure aligns. So then you go in towards the 4-hour. What do you see on the 4-hour? So on the 4-hour, we are still fractal bearish. So not really any high probability setups from me personally here on gold. This is the bear structure. As you can see, what I've been mentioning all week long, we're just ranging inside this box. So what I would say is just try and look for sells from this area over here and try and look for buys from this area over here. For the rest, I'm not getting too heavily involved here on on gold. Yeah, that's pretty much just it, because as you can see, yes, there was a nice short setup over here, again with a potential area of supply, but then nothing just plays out just because we're consolidating. So you need to be smart, you need to identify consolidation and understand when you can go into the market and when not, because there is still potential for further upside, but we're just ranging at the moment. But if I do identify a setup, I will let you know. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Wish you all a fantastic day, and we'll speak soon.